Round 5 results so far: Silverstream 46, Rongotai 17, Wellington College 67, St Bernard's 10. And games also played today will be Scots College versus Warrapa College, and Hibs will take on Tawa. This, of course, is live on Huddy Sports, your home of local sport and live sport action around Wellington. We're about a minute into the game. Nick Fitzimanu joins me in commentary in a minute as the number 8, Wade Kofatola, takes the ball off the back of the scrum, gets to the 22. He sets the ball. Jaden Casley won it. Famalia Togo taking the ball forward. Again coming slowly. Donnie McNamara waiting for the ball. There's some robust hooker from St Pat's Town, Wellington. Rathkeale coming off a loss against Whanganui Collegiate during the week. A little bit depleted as they've come to town today. Again, another run by the St Pat's Town front rowers. They set the ball about 10 metres out from Rathkeale's line. A good start from St Pat's. Jaden Casley, metric on a short ball. Good tackle by Rathkeale as they set. We'll go through the starting lineup shortly. Again, a carry from one of the St Pat's Town forwards. Casley waiting again. This is Ethan Apo, this hard-working flanker, the skipper of St Pat's College, who's been outstanding in the first 5 or so games. Johnston, it comes out to the back line. Metric again on the crash ball. Takes into contact. He loves doing that. He'll do it all day if he's given the right to. Casley, the short little burst. Under advantage from referee Ethan Jefferson. St Pat's hot on attack, 2 metres out. You wonder whether they'll go pick and go here. They're big, hard-working forwards, just short again. No, it's a try. Let's get the number there, surely. No, it's a penalty, I think. Double movement. We'll bring Nick Fitzimanu in now. Nick, good afternoon. What are expectations today?
Oh, this could be a banana skin for St Pat's Town. They've got the form team, but anything can happen on days like today. St Pat's have got a few boys down this week. Pianisi Partu's out with an ankle and a head knock, and also Ioane Augustino is away, and Dakota Silva's got a hand injury.
Rathkeale clear the ball about, good kick, 10 metres inside their own territory. Let's run through to Rathkeale's side. O'Gorman at fullback, Searle and Selwood are your wingers. Mitchell, Diderik is in the 12 jersey. Ratama, who was capped during the week against Whanganui Collegiate, first 5, and Osborne at number 9 as they feed the ball into the line-outs over the back. McNamara knocks on though. Rowell at number 8. Cleo and Hawkins are your loose forwards. Oliver and Weatherstone. I think Weatherstone led the side out. Their hooker and captain Apita is on the bench at the moment, but expected to come on. But again, we'll get to Nick's comment shortly. He spoke to the Rathkeale management about their side. Weatherstone, as I said, the big hard-working lockers, the vice-captain. Karoi, Rutherford and Woodhouse are your front rows. Nick, just on that, they played Whanganui Collegiate, just came up short during the week, but a few injuries out of the game.
Yeah, they've had a couple of blue cards, and one of their key players, their open side's out today, so they've had to call up a couple of boys from their second 15. 4 number 8's made a good hit here.
Yeah. Just tried to carry one too far. Raulu, the number 8 for Rathkeale, looks an explosive player, Nick, a position you know well, and but he just tried to that second carry. You get a bit greedy, don't you?
Yeah, just, you get away with it or you don't, right? So, yeah.
You're one of these Year 12 players out of St Pat's College. Gia Johnson was in the squad, around the squad last year as a Year 11. A lot of these players coming through the system at St Pat's, through that under 15 system, and then into the first 15 setup. Donica McNamara Tally to throw on the 22 metre line. This will go down the back to Ethan Lepo, but over the back again is the loose forward for Cleo. Takes the ball forward. A good carry as he works to the 22 metre line. To Avivi, the centre 3/4, trying to go in there, pull for the ball. But Rathkeale in control. Halfback Osborne looking for the ball. St Pat's offside, under advantage from referee Ethan Jefferson. This is St Pat's versus Rathkeale, this round 5 clash in the Wellington Premier Rugby Secondary School Rugby competition. Of course, Rathkeale back in the competition as they get the penalty, Nick, coming out of that Central North Island comp and qualifying reasonably well.
Yeah, I think they needed to leave that CNI comp. They weren't doing too well, even though last year was one of their better years. But I think coming down, the travel expenses have dropped, but they can actually start building a program. They sort of struggle with a second 15 who don't play in a strong comp, so hopefully the Wellington competition gives them some more better opposition.
The ball's kicked out to the halfway line. About 5 minutes gone here at Evans Bay Park, still 0-0. Well, Rathkeale's result so far, a 69-21 victory over Rongotai College in the round one, then a big loss to Silverstream 60-0, but they've won their last two, Nick, 12-7 over Hibs and 20 points to 7 over Waikato last week as their number 8 carries the ball and carries it very well over that's the number 3, carries the ball. It's Connor Maxwell goes back, it's under advantage, again a small knock on. That was Karoi, the prop forward. That's a pretty good kick from the halfback. Ashton Hammer coming through. He might claim this one, Hammer, he kicks it ahead. Plenty of pace from Hammer. He's still going. He's got the ball now. He might look for Zach Cummins on the outside. No, not there. Who's in support? It's Metric over the 22. Tuavivi comes wide to Johnson. Maybe the wrong way, but he carries into contact. High shot. Again under advantage. Ethan Jefferson not minding giving away these penalties early in this game. McNamara carries 10 metres out. Continues to carry. Good support there from Wade Kofatello. Remy Fitzimanu waiting for the ball. Is one off carry. He carries and carries well. Yeah, continues to carry through the first 3 or 4 tackles. Wonderful work as the number 1. Here he goes, comes wide. We look for a try. It is a try this time to St. Batson. Might be Ethan Lepo. No. Who we got there, Nick?
I think it was Wade Kafatoulu, number 8.
Number 8 gets the chocolate. So it came from a breakdown in their own 22, but Ashton Hammer, Nick did well to kick ahead and chase up, and then got the ball and did a very nice job.
Yeah, no, that was a good use of an advantage from was it Jaden with the box kick. We don't use the box kick much, so it's good we're we're finally using it. The wind is right to do it, so no, good start for St. Pat's Town.
5-0 early on the Ginian home scoreboard. St. Pat's College 5, the visitors Rathkeale 0. Gia Johnson up towards the post. That's over as well, so 7 points to 0 after about 6.5 minutes here at Evans Bay. You've played a lot here, Nick. This wind, it's a southerly today. It's cold, but normally the prevailing wind is a northerly, which goes down to that swimming pool corner. What are your expectations in this one? Where would you try and put your team? What position would you put them on this ground?
Yeah, both corners closest to us, Bucky. You know, this is where you want to play rugby. Unfortunately for the backs, they're going to have to keep it tight on the forwards, and hopefully by the second half they can free it up a bit. But yeah, interesting. We don't normally play right to left. We normally start left to right. So yeah.
Fitzimanu taken down nicely off the kick-off by Ratsama. As I said, he got the first 5 from. Sorry, that was the fullback O'Gorman to kick that one off. Luca O'Gorman. They've got a back 3 here. Rathkeale, as they wait for the kick from Johnson. It might not come though, as Charlie Carter gets it. He'll have a look here, Carter. He's always looking for the attacking option. He fends off 2, and Hammer again. Away he goes, over the 10-metre line. He's got Gia Johnson on the wrap. He's out. Gia Johnson, the flag's gone up from the Rathkeale touch judge. Let's just keep an eye, Nick, on the number 14. He's come out hobbling from Rathkeale, but again, St. Pat's, Nick, trying to use the ball even on their own 22.
Yeah, that's good. I mean, you don't want to be wasting balls, so if you're going to have a run, make sure you do something with it. The forwards don't like a long day inside their own half, running side to side. So, yeah, using their ball. And I'm surprised with the kicking so early in the game, which is a good thing to see.
Let's just go through quickly. That's St. Pat's side. Charlie Carter at fullback, Captain Ashton Hammer and Zach Cummins your wingers. 4-2 and Metric at the centre. This team and Jed your 10 is the big lock forward for Rathkeale, carries the ball over the 10-metre line. That is the number 5 and Henry Oliver. Carries hard. Here's this Karoi, who carried well early, but a bit high there. Well, St. Pat's will feed off that all day, especially guys like Ethan Lepo. Short ball this time as the forward, Jock Rutherford's knocked it on. Ethan Lepo picks it up on the halfway line. The ball not coming free, but a knock on. Rutherford just carrying, probably looked at who was in front of him before he caught the ball. Just running through the rest of that St. Pat's side, the forward pack. As Nick said, a couple of changes. Kofatello and Lepo and Patia are your loose forwards. Of course, Ethan Lepo, the captain. Tom Bracewell and Remy Fitzimanu, the normal locking pair, are back together again. Fitzimanu missing the Tawa match. And Tagoe, Maxwell and McNamara are your front row, a big front row. As Nick said, Ioane Augustino. That's come straight out. Be refit again. A few injury concerns around Nick, as you said. Perenisi Patu is missing with an ankle. Ioane Augustino away. Raf Metrics missing also. And Dakota Silver is really concerned camp around the injury toll at the moment.
No, I think this is the right time to this is where you test your bench strength to give guys a rest, and a couple of guys need bit of a break to sort out some injuries they would have had a few weeks ago. So, yeah, this is interesting. Free kick. Taking their time to set the scrum. Don't see that one too often.
Looks like an early engage. I wonder whether Rathkeale will reset this. No. Here's Rutherford again, this hard-working prop. He doesn't mind a carry. After the locking partner at Henry Oliver. Tuavi was a mile offside, and they've got him under advantage there as they spin it out wide. Over the 10-metre line is Rathkeale on the far side. On the community side of Evans Bay Park, they set it. Ready to go again. Here's Karoy. He's carried 3 or 4 times so far. Taken well to poke. Slow to get out of there. The number 6 for Hawkins is the number 6 for Rathkeale. I think it calls for a high tackle. But no, it was Anton Ford Tuavi who was offside. A little bit of a concern for St Pat's early on in the season is the penalty count as Lepo gets called out. Just some discipline issues, or maybe Nick, it's referee's been a bit unfair. How do you see it from the discipline of this first 15 squad?
No, I think that just the call is right. You know, Anton was well offside. You saw that a mile away. But yeah, I mean, you got to keep your tackles down. That's been pushed really hard, and looked like he's just kicked their ball dead.
Yeah, it's the wind. It's that southerly which pushed it back into the field of play, and it's gone dead. So Rathkeale can't take advantage of that one. 13 minutes gone on the Jenny and Home scoreboard here at Evans Bay Park. 7 points to 0, St Pat's leading. Live on Huddy Sports, huddysports.co.nz. Live streaming sport around the Wellington region. Matt Buck and Nick Fitzimanu here today. Huddy Sports also covering the women's finals, Nick, and I think the Parramatta Plymouth and Betonia game in the Swindale Shield. So plenty of cameras around the fields of Wellington. Ethan Lepar, fantastic tackle. Always working hard with energy. Here's O'Gorman. Carter waiting on his own 10-metre line, looking for Johnson on the inside. You wonder whether Gia will kick the ball. No, he's carrying it. Not a lot of support around him. Little blindside option here for St Pat's if they want to use it. No, they go open side. Good carry over the halfway line. Here's Tesfaye who carries the blindside flanker in for Metric today. He's been outstanding off the bench so far. Here's the kick for Kimmins' wing. We know it's a lovely kick by Gia Johnson down to 5 metres out. So Gorman will have to try and get rid of this, or he's carried it. He's gone over it. No, he's slipping into a tackle of Ford Tuavivi. Anton Ford Tuavivi back in the centre 3/4 position. Oh, great hit by Fitzimanu. We'll just pick up on the other number. A double hit. That's Tesfaye again. He started well. Bracewell and McNamara double tackling this. He's a hard-working lot, this Henry Oliver. Might just get a jersey check on that one, Nick. It's back to O'Gorman, who's taking it back inside. Can't kick this out. This game's free-flowing early on. We've got 15 minutes gone already. It says Carter. He's looking for an open wing, and he sees the space. Oh, he's done really well over the 10-metre line. Metric just carries all day, doesn't he, Nick? Just does a wonderful job, and Carter remains down. This has been a bit of an issue so far this season. Here's Covatello, one of the uncompromising, hard-working forwards, holding on there. Rathkeale pretty good. Thoughts on that passage of play, Nick?
Oh, it's really good rugby there. I think St Pat's are ready to use the ball. And back to what you said, Dominic Metric, safe pair of hands. He's always going to carry all day. I'm just sort of surprised, there is a short side here. They're not using it. And to see Charlie Carter down is not a good sign. And that probably wasn't his best kick.
He got it out, though. That's the main thing, Nick. Charlie Carter remains down. We've seen this, as I said, a little bit. He came off against Wellington College. He was down a couple of times last week against Tawa. How did the players find that, Nick? Tawa's ground was underwater. It was transferred onto the artificial field here at St Pat's. And many injuries. How did the players feel after the game?
I think it's a tough one when you go to official because you don't get dirty. It sort of feels like a bit of a training run, and for both sides. But when you play on the artificial, the boys are going to run, the boys are going to use the ball, and that's exactly what we saw.
9 points to 12. Did it reflect the game? I only saw probably the last 10 to 15 minutes.
I think St Pat's left some points out there, unfortunately, and again, the strength of your bench is important, which we showed against Tawa.
Just St Pat's season, we've got a break in place so far. The first up round one loss, a loss against Wellington College, 18-13, but there was about that performance. Wairarapa College, they went to Wairarapa, slow in the first half, but got going in the second half to win 45 points to 10. Scott College, of course, a fantastic occasion, and a tribute to Willie Leota, the late great Willie Leota, who coached the first 15 last year but unfortunately passed away. They won that game 50 points to 15, and then, as Nick said last week, 89 points to 12 they beat Tawa. The ball comes over the back. Here's McNamara Tally, this hard-working St Pat's Town hooker. He's been in the first 15 for a couple of years now, but that's Remy Fitzimanu who started the game really, really well indeed. Another carry, this time, no, he set it back. Is that Coppocello again? Just hard to pick up the numbers. It's Famali, very, very close indeed. They're all wanting to try here. No, he's got him for a knock on. Let's have a look at the signal, Nick. Just getting too excited, the players.
White line fever really frustrates me. Stick to the game plan and they'll score. He had a mountain of backs on the left-hand side ready to go. So, yeah, leaving points. But, when you enter the 22, especially this close to the line, you've got to leave a point. So, another let-off.
I mean, you've played in some pretty good packs, some pretty good Marist and Pats packs, and first 15 some Pats packs. Nick, what is the go there? Is it just every man just must do his job, and when you get that close to the line, is it one man who should be taking the ball?
It's when you have a front row of Cass, Lalamanua, and the Leota brothers, there's only one thing happening. So
they just got everyone else out the way. Good carry from Rathkeale again. This number 8 forward for Rathkeale, who's impressed me. This is O'Gorman. He's struggling. Yeah, really good pressure from St Pat's. Talk to me a little bit about Wade Coppocello, the number 8 for St Pat's. He was around again. Can play a bit of lock, can play 6. He's a utility, but he seems to have taken that number 8 jersey. A jersey again, well, and owned it this year.
Absolutely, Wade has been a real find this year, finding his home at at number 8. He's really taken the ball, when it's needed to, and being a year 13, he's standing up. It's been great to watch him play.
A real leader around the college as well, part of the multicultural club. Very quietly spoken young man. This is in the boot for Donny McNamara Taylor. He goes close to the line. No, St Pat seem to have it in control. He's got it as Nick, and it's a try. Really well worked, really well called by my co-commentator Nick Fitzimanu. There's St Pat's in it again. This is Donica McNamara Taylor, was in the boot, as you heard Nick in the commentary call. He's going to go, and he did go, and it was a great decision. As St Pat's now, what have we had, Nick? 20 minutes gone on this one. 20 minutes gone. Extend their lead, 12 points to 0. Kick to come, Gia Johnson, but a well-worked try by St Pat's Town in their first 15 forward pack.
Yeah, Gubby's done a great, Charlie Gubb, the forwards coach, has done a lot of work at the line-out. Use our strengths, right? We've got big forwards, so why not use it? Bit worried about Charlie Carter holding his elbow there, actually. So we'll see Kathy, our medic's looking after him.
Gia Johnson, I haven't seen this done before. The man who bought the tee on in his blazer, Dakota Silva. Oh, there's the win for you once again. We'll keep an eye on Charlie Carter, but Gia Johnston missing that one. So the Jenny and Home scoreboard 12 points to 0 live on Huddy Sports, huddysports.co.nz. Doing fantastic work around the grounds as Rathkeale very slow already to come back to halfway. You wonder how much they've got on the tank, Nick. Just back to the messaging you got from their management team, really beaten up against Wanganui Collegiate. Yeah,
they lost a few boys a blue card. They've had to call a couple of boys up from their seconds. So, fingers crossed the boys can stay out there, but they've had a long week. Tough week. 12-0.
Again, kicking off by Gorman. Kimmins lets it bounce. He goes backwards off his leg as Charlie Carter. Probably he's away, he's through, and he's gone. No, he's just over the 22. Well taken by the halfback in Osborne. Gia Johnson back into his 22. That's a good kick. There's the wind. It's at Evans Bay. Back to Searle. Now Gorman again, this live wire fullback. Oh, it's not a great kick. Ashton Hammer takes it. The ball only went about 3 metres, as you can see. Ethan Lepoe carries into contact. That's Rutherford who's made that tackle. Just needs to roll away, but Fitzimanu. Short ball. And Gia Johnston. That's Zach Kimmins, sorry. This lively winger and turnover. Rathkeale doing really well again. That lock on the number 5 jersey. He's working really, really hard.
Bit of a surprise, we got one of our jersey sponsors from Christchurch, number 4. Tony Quayle from Property Brokers in the brown jacket there. Same year as First 15 captain last year's father, John Bell. All worked in the police force together.
Great, these people contributing to not just St Pat's sport, but of course Rathkeale. These rugby programs are big, Nick. You're a huge part of it, and it's important that local support comes from the corporate dollar.
Yep, but it's needed. We have some great old boys supporting our First 15 and rugby in general. It's great to have all their support. There's always room for more. There's always other sports. If you want to see myself or Matt Buck, there's always opportunities to help, and we're totally grateful for all the support we get as well.
A big part of it, the exposure of these. It is this big number 8 from Rathkeale. Carries it in one hand, a bit like Colin Mee. Ties through. The tackle of Kimmins. He might go all the way here. This could be a hell of a try. No tackle by Kimmins. The speed he gets over, but what a touch. Only 2 metres out, Rathkeale. They look to come left. They are back. Again, a bit of white line fever. They've still got it under control, I think. No, it's a penalty. It's well done. The number 8 remains down, Raululu, after that magnificent break. It was great short balls. Zach Kimmins got turned inside out, but he's probably the quickest man in Wellington rugby across even the Premier grades in Wellington, because he is the North Island 200 metre record holder, I believe. And he just turned and chased back, made a great tackle. Charlie Carter in support. Raululu remains down. 23 minutes gone. Jenny and home scoreboard 12 points to 0. St Pat's leading over the visitors Rathkeale, as even the St Pat's medic team goes out to have a look at this. Kathy McConville doing what's right to support both colleges.
I don't think he saw Zach Kimmins coming. I think he thought he was through, so could have done a leg here. It looks like it could be a shoulder.
It's a nice play though, Nick. Just a nice short ball from Rathkeale, and I suppose that's their strength, isn't it? They've got some big boppers in this Rathkeale pack, but they've got some big athletes as well, and he's one of them. 24 minutes gone. 24 minutes gone. 12 points to 0. Southerly wind blows. 2 struggling Swindale Shield competitions, some Marist St Pat's and Avalon. Plenty of rugby going on around these parts. The number 8 for Rathkeale is back. Maybe just taking a breather. Johnston doesn't know which way to kick. He's going to the other. Ooh. This has to keep coming. Yeah, there's the win for
kick. Yeah, this is that we mentioned before. This is the sideline that they want to be playing towards.
So for those who are watching and maybe in the Wairarapa, we welcome you into Huddy Sports, huddysports.co.nz. As St Pat's look to go quickly. This ground actually runs east-west. Most grounds in Wellington run north-south. As Fitzamano, a great take, great throw. As Cavatello, this hard-working number 8, takes it to about 3 metres inside St Pat's territory. Famalia carries 5 metres. Remy Fitzamano again. Tad high there, but he's got such a strong upper body that he continues to carry well. Casley. The St Pat's forward's going really well. This is an opportunity now. Anton Fortuvi, sloppy pass to Carter, who had to go back and get it. Trying to get, it looks like they're trying to get Kimmins, the speedster on the wing, free. Casley, Cafatello again with the support of Maxwell. Just over the 10 metre line. Rathkeale going in for the ball. Here we go, using that blindside Fitzamani spoke about. Carter. Dummies, taken in a tackle again by that lock. Henry Oliver. They continue to attack. It's Tesfaye, but he's not released though. Released now, so the ball comes back. Cofatello again. And he's isolated though. St Pat's slow to get to that one. That'll disappoint the coaching staff. I think they've got it under control still as Ethan Lepeau takes the ball forward onto the 22 metre line of Evans Bay Park. St Pat's Town leading 12 points to 0 versus Rathkeale. Again they come left as a late tackle is Carter. That was a late tackle by Jock Rutherford on Gia Johnston. He's under advantage. Johnston, a little kick. He knew he was under advantage. He got the advantage. You expect him to go to line out here?
Yeah. Mate, rinse and repeat, guys. Punch a corner, middle line out, they'll drive.
Yeah, I think Remy Fitzsimano's got the team in. He got them in pretty quickly to have the old conference before the line out.
Instead, though, let's have a look. No, 5 metres out. Yeah, well, I'm calling a fake at the front. We'll go to Remy in the middle. Let's have a look. It looks like they're not putting Oliver up, so he just wears tape just to look like a jumper. I remember those days.
Because Nick Fitzsimano, former St Pat's captain, all-conquering captain, the ball down beautifully. Good athlete. Remy is McNamara Taylor once again in the boot. This crabs across towards the post. It's in the boot with McNamara. This is pretty impressive by St Pat's Sound. McNamara, the try. Rinse and repeat, you called it, Nick. A well taken line out in the end, and again the power of this forward pack extends the lead after 26 minutes in this one. 17 points to nil. Kick to come, and I think they'll be happy with the first half, or the first 25 minutes of this game, the work St Pat's Town forwards in particular have done.
Yeah, they will be, but you've got to give it to Rathkeale. They're making their tackles. We are busting them up, well, just fortunately through the forwards, but there's no line breaks, which is great. They're definitely here to play.
Gia Johnston, this is up towards the post, but this one's away again, that southerly breeze. If you asked former First 15 and some international Whatonu Philly about kicking here, he probably would have started that ball over by the scoreboard and it would have gone straight down the middle.
That's right, he would have gone far right and then it would have been over. So, yeah, that takes years to work this ground out.
You made at the start of Jaden Casley. Has had a couple of starts so far this year, a couple of benches as well. He seems to be lively so far.
Yeah, James has had a great start to the game. It's hard when you've got two very talented halfbacks and they both present two different set of skills, two skill sets. Sorry, but yeah, they had different parts. James is a bit more of a firecracker, and here we go.
Brilliantly taken by Connor Maxwell over his head. He looks like he's isolated, but he's turned it over. Henry Oliver towards the line. And as they come wide, under advantage, offside, as usual. Yep. All under, you wonder whether tap and go. Cleo's got the ball, the open side flanker. Just to the right-hand side of the post. It's a pick and go. Rathkeale have done this well. Held up though, it looks like. It's coming slowly back. You wonder whether they need to get their big lock, and Oliver again just going to go around the corner. We'll keep an eye on this. Good low body position. St Pat's holding them out at the moment. Oliver's not too far away. Weatherstone the other lock. Haven't seen much of him.
It's good discipline.
Yeah. Really good discipline as Nick Fitzsimano, our co-commentator. Towards the line and over. We'll get a number for you. Well done by Rathkeale. It's a big man. Well worked try off a turnover from Connor Maxwell. Rathkeale pounced. And they've done a good job to hit back here. 30 minutes in this one. 17 points to 5 right out. Rathkeale supporters, lively. Looks like the open side flanker Cleo's come out holding his shoulder. They won't want any more injuries, especially early in this game, Nick. But they'll be happy with that try. I believe this is Luca O'Gorman. And the number 15 jersey up towards the post. It's over. So on the Genian home scoreboard, 17 points to 7. Just a turnover. Maxwell carried. Not enough support with him. Turned it over. Yeah, the number 7's down. They'll be worried here, Rathkeale. They've only brought 20 players to town, so only 5 substitutions. As you said, a couple of guys out of the second 15. One of their issues, Nick, has been a boarding school. A few of the boys have had to go home for the long weekend, so we'll see what happens with their number 7. Hope you're enjoying the coverage live on Huddy Sports from Evans Bay Park. Huddy Sports. your home of local streaming, of live sport action in Wellington. He's no good. They've called for number 18 to come on. Just want to thank our sponsors of Huddy Sports, Michael Pinfold Plumbing and Drain Lane, Louise Reddy, New Zealand Travel Brokers, and G and Hickton Funeral Homes. If you want to sponsor Huddy Sports, get in touch, huddysports.co.nz. The number 7 looks like his day is done. Yeah. There's our hard-working man again, though. He's had got through a power of work. St Pat's will want to hit back here. Just trying to get a number. That looks like the number 16. 18, is it? We've got Max Andrew in the 18 jersey. 3. Rathkeale look like they're playing with a bit of confidence now. Say 5 metres inside their own half, taken down. They want to keep this ball in hand. Oh! It's got a knock on. Metric went in. As I said to you, Nick, we've got Rathkeale just wanted to hold on to the ball. We've got the number 6 for Rathkeale. Canan Hawkins are hobbling. Henry Oliver, he deserves to hobble across the field. He's been a workhorse in the first half.
He's a big boy, big unit, and he carries well. You know, Rathkeale last year had a New Zealand schoolboy, Jono Falloon, and looks like he's in a similar mould.
Of course, St Pat's Town played Rathkeale in a pre-season game last year at the Featherston Rugby Club. Both you and I were there, Nick. It was a wonderful occasion.
It was a beautiful day, and I think it was the old coach Willie Lota going back to his hometown, and I think it was a good game. It was.
Sloppy passes, we just said. There's Ashton Hammer, though, picked him up on the halfway line for St Pat's. Wide ball to Zach Kimmins. That's the sort of ball he needs. Ashton Hammer's backing up. He's going to go. No, that's Charlie Carter. No, forward pass. Oh, it looks so good for a minute there. That's the sort of ball that Zach Kimmins needs. It needs it flat and hard, and he got one. He got some space, but it was a forward pass. Looking sharp down that left edge, Nick, as you called it. Maybe use it a bit more in the second half.
Yeah, I'd like to see that ball coming down this edge. I mean, you want to sort of hit it midfield before you go to Zach Kimmins. He's got so much gas. It looks like Rathkeale are going to run this.
Very few scrums so far in this game. It is 34 minutes old. 17 points to 7. St Pat's leading here at Evans Bay Park. A big push from St Pat's Town. It's a scrum wheels, but they do get it out. Rathkeale out the back door. This is O'Gorman, the fullback. He takes on Tuivii and gets around him. He's got some speed, and he's still going. Ashton Hammer, he pushes him off. What a run by Luca O'Gorman. Oh, he's still going over the 10-metre line. It looks like a high shot under advantage again, though. No advantage played. Yeah, St Pat's forwards now starting slow to get back. Rathkeale sent something here, I think, Nick, and it's 17-7 with maybe a couple of minutes to go in this first half. 35-minute halves played in this competition, of course, college rugby. St Pat's will want to get into the sheds with this 10-point advantage.
Yeah, I mean, St Pat's will be pretty disappointed letting that one go. You read it a mile away that they were running that ball. And now they're going to defend for the last couple of minutes. And, you know, if you look at Rathkeale, they can feel something happening. They've got a sniff here. It's going to come off the top.
Tom Bracewell challenging that line out and doing it well, but it does come back on the Rathkeale side. Henry Oliver carries once again, but he's held up this time. It's a maul. He's got to get to ground, and St Pat's have sat on that, but it looks like it is coming back. No. You wonder whether a couple of other Rathkeale forwards need to start stepping up.
St Pat's done well. They understood the rules quite well of that, bring that into a maul and knowing they can kill the ball after that. So that's a good turnover. Bit of relief, really.
Yeah, Rathkeale looked like they had the ascendancy in this game, although they're down on the junior and home scoreboard, 17 points to 7. St Pat's leading at home. It's an interesting game, this, Nick. We'll talk about it maybe a bit at half time, what it means for the points table, because there's expectations that St Pat's will be one of these teams to qualify, and they want to win this game and win it well. Johnson with this lovely boot. He's had it very well, and the number 14 for James Searle He had a look at it. He thought he could take it, but he's dropped it over the touchline. So this is a nice opportunity now for St Pat's to maybe build something leading into half time. You called the last one, Nick. What are your expectations here?
I'll be going into the midfield and then coming back this short side.
Two in the lineup, pretty simple stuff.
I wouldn't be surprised if they go for a drive here.
So you've hedged your bets.
Yeah, I've hedged my bets.
Oh, over the back and another stone. Here's Koroi, the number 3. He's been pretty good. Metric offside. Yeah, this is a problem for St Pat's. The number 8, Raululu, takes the ball forward. Oh, here's O'Gorman, the fullback. That's a very beautiful footballer on his feet. He's been one of the best for Rathkeale in this first half. Raululu takes the ball to the 22 in St Pat's territory. Rathkeale again hot on attack. Oliver working hard as always. He's nearly through, but no, taken down. Cofatello attacks the ball. This time it goes to the left-hand side. Oh, knock on. Just Metric going for a low tackle. The ball bobbled out. Here's a replacement. I think it's Max Andrew. No, it's the number 12. Dardadich. We haven't seen a lot of him in this first half. Knock on. Sloppy play. Must be just on half time. 38 minutes running time gone. Ethan Jefferson. Maybe the final play. Rathkeale holding on nicely and building a bit. 17-7 is St Pat's Town leading it.
Yeah, Rathkeale will be very happy with us going into half time. If they can get on the board before half time, even better for them. I think St Pat's has just dropped off a little bit in the last sort of 10 minutes. They're going a bit quiet, so hopefully they might get a good rev up by their coaches. I'm sure they will. And then just a bit more chat, I think. You can't really hear much going on in the field.
Mike Tollivar, the head coach of St Pat's Town First 15 Rugby this year. Julius Toole helping him out. And as Nick said earlier on, former New Zealand Warrior Canberra Raider Charlie Gubb helping out as Raulula, this very impressive number 8, takes the ball. Well tackled by Ethan Lepo as they continue to carry. Oh, is that a knock on? No. First 5, Ratama. It's a funny sort of tackle by Gia Johnson, but it's still on the 22, still on Rathkeale's side. They go to the left-hand side. That's Max Andrew, the number 18, taken. Just want to stay disciplined here. And, knock on. I wonder whether that'll be half-time from Jefferson. No, still one play to go. A couple of big injury breaks, I suppose. Raululu and the number 7, who's now off, but a couple of big injury breaks, Nick. And finally, again, what do you expect from St Pat's here?
I would hope they'll be going for a Waipers kick here, but I think try and make it a bit more contestable. We've got some good ball players here out wide, so yeah, a Waipers kick towards halfway here in the middle I'm looking for.
Hope you're enjoying the coverage. huddysports.co.nz. And busy day for Huddy Sports. A good scrum from St Pat's Town as Casley just turns and kicks the ball out. And that is half time here at Evans Bay Park. Matt Buck and Nick Fitzimani bringing you the call of this one. It is 17 points to 7. St Pat's with a couple of tries to Donica McNamara Tali, but Rathkeale hit back late in that first half, Nick. And 17-7, fair reflection of the match.
Oh, absolutely. This is a fair reflection. I mean, both teams. This is a good game. So this is a good game. Rathkeale have turned up to play. They're not using any of their injuries as an excuse. This is actually a good game, and we'll see what happens in the second half. But I have a very funny feeling the boys in blue are going to get a bit of a rev up. But if I was wearing green, I'd be very happy with them right now.
Thanks very much, Nick. We'll take a break here at Evans Bay Park. St Pat's currently leading 17 points to 7. We'll be back shortly here on huddysports.co.nz. A good second 5'8" footballer sometimes goes to sleep, yeah?
Yeah, it's calm.
It's where most of the players...
Go!
Yeah, welcome back into Evans Bay Park. Since you were last with us, Rathkeale have scored a couple of tries, 29 points to 17. St Pat's Town leading and has crashed over. Noah Tavoy, the replacement prop who's come on. He's just taken one of the mushka from his old mate Anton Ford to a V. But St Pat's Town have hit back since you were last with us. They were 29-7 up, Nick Fitzimanu, but Rathkeale put on a couple of tries, but then one try at least, and then had got back to 29-17. But now St Pat's have just scored through Noah Tavoy, and that's a good hit back from St Pat's College.
Yeah, good comeback from St Pat's, and unfortunately you missed a good passage of good rugby from Rathkeale College, playing the same corner we played in that first half. But it's not attractive rugby, but we're seeing some tries, which is good.
The kick is over from Jer Johnson. We've had some changes. Zach Kimmins, his day is done. He's replaced by Alapati Soro, and Elas is off as well. So, yeah, well done to Trey Lifting. And the number 19 jersey, St Pat's Town debut.
Let's go, Trey!
But Rathkeale stay in the contest. We've seen some injuries. We've seen some interesting things. Sorry about the technical difficulties. This has gone down. No one calls for the ball. That was terrible from St Pat's Town as Jock Rutherford takes the ball. Really poor from St Pat's Town communication. Ethan Apo does well to hold up Oliver, this very, very hard-working lock forward for Rathkeale. Playing the 9, I think he's got him for. Yeah. St Pat's Town, here we go. We'll get the double blast from Jefferson. No, we don't. They'll go to the corner again. Rathkeale just continue not to go away. They've got a little bunch of supporters here. A decent crowd's built for this game. On the Genian home scoreboard, St Pat's Town leading 36 points to 17 as Rathkeale's decided to take the scrum. Does that interest you, Nick?
Yeah, it's a very interesting call. They must back their line out, back their scrum, but I wouldn't be surprised if one of those big Fijian boys breaks off here.
Quay Chadwick did turn over 2 of their line-out throws. At number 2, he's replaced Remy Fitzimanu. We discussed it, especially myself in commentary. I wonder whether the change was correct, but it has been made. Jefferson not liking the look of that scrum. Seen a couple of scrum penalties. As St Pat's Town. Have they taken the sting out of this game, Nick, with that try?
Oh, not sure. I mean, this Rathkeale team are running everything, right? And And we've already seen they get a quick try, and their tails are up. I think they're in the game, so they're not. Let's just say they're not watching. They're here to play.
We're live on huddysports.co.nz. We thank our sponsor. Oh, held back was Ethan Lepoe, but the referee didn't see it as the ball shifted across. Here's Charlie Selwood up from the wing as the ball goes back to the... That's a reserve winger who's been dragged out over the touchline. Good defence from St Pat's College, Nick Fitzamanu.
Yeah, the young Alipati Soro was involved there with Charlie Carter. They really pushed that wing into the sideline. Hadn't seen much of the ball, that wing, so good for him to get a first touch.
Some slow players coming across for St Pat's College. They've had big shifts. 10 minutes to go. 36 points to 17. St Pat's College, first thing they want to do is Herman Tuia looks to throw the line out. He throws it wide to Bracewell. That's very good from Tuia. On the windy side of Evans Bay Park is Wade Copatello takes the ball over the 22 metre line. Back for Gia Johnston, who's in the pocket, and he bangs it down the field. It's a wobbly old kick, but it goes over halfway as Selwood gets the ball to number 11. He's taken a good tackle. Ashton Hammer takes the tackle of Carlo Mitchell. Haven't seen a lot of Mitchell on this first half as Charlie Carter gets over the ball. No, the ball's coming back for Rathkeale. They've got players set up in pods as Karoi carries the ball over the 10 metre line. He's been good all day. The number 3, Rupini Karoi. Another player who's been terrific for Rathkeale is Henry Oliver, and he carries over the 10 metre line and continues to pump those big legs. Knees on the ground now. The ball must come back. Rathkeale's half back and Osborne waiting for the ball. Oh, too high. The number 20, I think it is, Titan Takane, who's on. Rathkeale, of course, injury hit after their... Oh, this is a good play now. Oh, they're through. Hammer went up and tackled nobody. Diddic carries the ball, but Charlie Carter... And Hammer's gone back to get the ball now. He's done really well, but it was a tackle made by Charlie Carter that... Gia Johnston, no. Oh, let's have a look. No, he's come back for the advantage. That's just comms, though, isn't it? That's you wonder whether you're not seeing a lot of comms from the backs of St Pat's. They're a quiet back line, and maybe you need a guy in the midfield who just screams and wants the ball.
Yeah, it's interesting because Anton definitely has a mouth, so I mean that in the nicest way. So yeah, it was definitely on out wide. Alipati Soto was all by himself out there. So yeah, but I think play it safe, get the ball out, regroup, reset, and start again.
A busy day for Huddy Sports. They're at the women's final. This young winger with plenty of gas beats one. Just nearly gets it as he continues to carry. Ethan Lepoe joins him as he gets the ground. Well done by the winger. Copatello, who's good footballers. Soto, this winger, he cuts inside and two Fijians meet. But he's still got the ball. The players lined up, but they've just got to do the basics well here. Here's Chadwick, who's been good since he's been on, but he's isolated. Yeah, turnover. Or is it the number 8? Rathkeale, of course, coming to town over the hill, representing the Wairapa region so well. The line out again. Karoi, this very impressive. Karoi, this very prop forward. Quite slight, but very. And these guys have to come in. Heston Hammer the intercepted. Focus. Look to run. And here's Searle. Focus. Look to run. And here's Searle the winger. He's over the 20. Over the run. And here's Searle the winger. He's over the 20. Over the 10 metre line. 10 metre line. Oh, he's carried the ball into midfield. Very,
very unfair if a card happens here.
Minutes to go on this one. 36 points to 17 on the Genian home scoreboard. As we said, a man who's plenty of rugby on this field, Nick Fitz, wants to send a message. I don't think he'd put on those words, but out. Yeah, so they set a nice drive, low body position. Will carry the forwards. I don't think again that Raul's down. He's remained down, but carries across the field. Bit of footwork. Goes to 5 metres outside the Rathkeale line. They're under the pump here. As Fitzamanu.
Yeah, well done. That was a good work from Ethan Lepoe actually.
The sun comes out on Evans Bay Park. I reckon only maybe 2-3 minutes to go on this one. slow. And his father very well, Nick. He's been terrific for the Chiefs this year. So if I put my hat on.
There's more to win for them to send their coach off, Mr. McMillions.
That's right, they do call him Mr. McMillions. Call 43 points to 17 on the junior and home scoreboard. huddysports.co.nz. Evans. They just want to kick it out. Gia Johnson wants 3 points to 17. They finally showed their mettle against an underman.
They're like, and I really like their number 8 as well. So, and Gormand at the back there was really good for them too. So, hey, he had a good game. Some kicks for possession, and yeah, I think.
And of course, mentioning the sponsors just finally, Michael